Hari Om. Can you explain with an example how we let our mind wander towards worldly happenings or objects and how we can avoid doing that? Let us consider a simple situation of watching a TV program. It may be something related to any kind of geopolitics, sports, or any other worldly events, political discussions, etc. Now, as we start watching this kind of programs, in due course of time, what will happen is that we will find that we are on a particular side. Say, for example, there is an interaction going on between some political parties. They are discussing certain topics, whether what they are doing is right or wrong, etc. So, initially, we can see that we are in a state of neutrality when we begin to watch. But in due course of time, we can be conscious of the fact that we are taking one side actually. It may be something we feel right, whatever way it is. But in due course of time, we will know that we are feeling that this particular side is right. Their argument, line of argument is more appropriate. This person's argument is incorrect, he is wrong. And in due course of time, we will also find that we are getting irritated by certain kind of arguments which are given by some political parties or groups. So all these things we can be conscious and we can feel that this kind of thoughts are going through our mind. Now, what is really happening? This is what is called reacting to external events. We are reacting to what is happening outside the world, happenings, events, people, etc. Now, as we kind of gradually reacting and forming our opinion, feeling that somebody is right, somebody else is wrong. So all these things are happening. Now, if we let it go on further and further, the more reacting our mind will be, and in due course of time, even after this particular event is over, we finished watching the television program and then we go back, we may be having our food or doing some other activities, but internally our mind will be reflecting on these things. This is right, this person is wrong, and this kind of party should not win, it is not good for the country. So all these kind of things will be going on in our mind. Now, what is the best way to deal with these kind of things? The best way, as we have discussed before, is not to react to this kind of worldly events or worldly objects. How to stay without reacting? We have to be extremely vigilant and watchful all the time, always. Even while watching the TV program, we have to be conscious of remaining in the presence of Bhagavan. We have to remain in the state of pure eye, merged our mind within, and yet we can watch the TV program. Then what happens? We would watch the program, we will find that different arguments, views are getting expressed in the program. But yet, even though our eyes are watching that particular TV program, but our attention will be rooted in the presence of Bhagavan within. We will watch, but beyond watching, there will not be any reaction from our side, because the reactive mind is merged in the pure eye or the presence of Bhagavan. however small time it may be. So, thus, by keeping our attention on the presence of Bhagavan within all the time, we will not react to these external events. Thereby, we will avoid forming any kind of opinions, right or wrong, etc. And thus, we will remain in the presence of Bhagavan even while engaging in this particular activity. So, this is the way we should kind of remain in the presence of Bhagavan even while being active in the world. So, like this particular example which I have taken up, we can apply it to any of the world situations, whatever it may be. We should remain attentive to the presence of Bhagavan within all the time, the pure eye, such that even before we start reacting to these external things, external conditions, we will become aware, and then we will turn our attention towards the presence of Bhagavan. That way we avoid reacting by shifting our attention, being vigilant all the time. Thus, we can always remain in the presence of Bhagavan, irrespective of whatever may be happening in the world. There may be worst things that can happen. There may be wrong things that is happening in this world. But it is not our duty to keep worrying about the wrong things in the world. Bhagavan is taking care of everything. Our only duty is to remain in the presence of Bhagavan, and everything else will be accomplished, because remaining in the presence of Bhagavan is the highest form of prayer, highest worship. It is the greatest help we can render to the entire humanity and to the universe. This being the case, is it worth to leave the presence of Bhagavan and instead react to any of the worldly happenings? Not really. So the best thing, the best course of action, the best thing we can do in our life is to always remain in the presence of Bhagavan. It is the source of all that is auspicious, all that is good, peace and happiness. So let us remain in the presence of Bhagavan all the time, rooted in that presence. Let us engage in whatever worldly activities we have to engage. But remaining in that presence of Bhagavan, we shall not unwantedly react to the worldly events and happenings or objects. So that being in the presence of Bhagavan, we are naturally of being in the state of offering our help as much possible to all other beings. So being in the presence of Bhagavan is the highest good for oneself and for everyone else. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.